like I've got a hat on now. It did. It was just my hair. Well, and welcome everyone to the Biplane Podcast. My name is Squiddy. She is Nika. And yeah, we're gonna build a docks today. We've got a lot to talk. We've been planning, haven't we?
We have.
I didn't actually look at any Pinterest of what any docks would look like, but
Yeah, me neither. But I think we've got this. I think we've got a good area to get started in, which is this bit over here.
oh,
I think
gotcha.
this nuke is a good place to start.
Yeah.
Even if we don't have any actual inspiration.
The inspiration will come. That's
Yeah.
what we're relying on. And yeah, whilst we're building this, we're going to be talking about a lot of different things. As I say, we actually planned kind of what we're going to talk about. And our first topic is going to be the worst interview you've had. And let us know in the comments, for the sake of engagement, the worst interview you've had.
Also because they make really good stories and I like hearing them.
They do. Do you want to go with yours, or should I go with mine?
Yeah, I can start off with mine. So I've not done many interviews. I worked the same job sort of straight out of school. It was first job, first interview. I did that for nearly 12 years, and then my first interview after that was awful for many reasons.
So, hang on, what was the first job you did? So you're saying you did the same job. What was
So
that?
I worked in an Asda pharmacy.
Oh, yeah, of course.
So that was nice. I just applied generally for Asda, and they were like, "Hi, there's a space in pharmacy. Are you interested in that?" And I was like, "That sounds nicer than normal." So yes. Oh, you made a hole.
Oh, yeah.
Um,
Did you enjoy
so
the pharmacy?
I did, yeah. The pharmacy was nice. The people that worked in the pharmacy were great. General Asda management is probably what you expect from a supermarket, but it was never bad enough to like make me leave the job.
Yeah.
So I did that for 11 years. Then decided to move to London, which obviously meant I needed to find a new job. So applied to a bunch of places. First interview I got was for Boots Pharmacy.
Nice.
They could only do very specific interview days, and I was like, well, they don't really work for me, but I need a job, so like I'm gonna have to make them work.
Yeah.
So I booked a night bus overnight from Scotland to London.
Oh, so you weren't even living in London at
No,
that time?
I hadn't moved at this point. It was just before I'd planned on moving. But because they could only do the very specific dates, I was like, okay, well, that's not convenient for me at all.
What wood is this, by the way? Just so I know.
It is mangrove planks.
Thank you.
I thought it was a nice, colourful wood.
It is.
So yeah, got on the overnight bus, which left around 7 o'clock at night. Approximately an hour and a half into that journey, got a phone call from the place that I had the interview, saying, "Yeah, we don't really have time to do an interview tomorrow, so we're going to cancel that and move it to next week." And I was like, "I'm on a bus from Scotland. Either we're doing this interview or I'm not coming."
Yeah.
Basically.
Oh, you
so-
sent them like an ultimatum. Damn.
Yeah, because I wasn't planning on like getting another bus down in the middle of the night the week after, because it was not particularly cheap.
God, no.
Because I had to take 2 days off work to go, basically.
Yeah.
So said that they said, "Fine, we'll do the interview. Come in for 9 o'clock in the morning." I was like, "Whatever. I'll be like rolling off the bus going straight into this interview, but that's fine." So did that. Didn't sleep very much because I was sitting on the bus.
Yeah.
Got here, found my way down, came into the flat, ironed my shirt, left, put the shirt on, obviously first.
Yeah.
Left for the interview, got there, and what had been advertised as 21 to 25 hours a week was actually 6 hours. And they wanted me to cover like just general sales floor and not the pharmacy. And I was like,
Oh.
this is not the job you advertised. It seemed a very poorly run shop on top of that.
Oh.
And
Okay.
nobody was particularly friendly when I got there. The first person I spoke to, I said, "Hi, I'm here for my interview." And they were like, "Oh, we don't have any interviews booked for today." I was like, "Well, I'm here, so we're doing it."
I'm here.
I've been told to come in today, so
God, that sounds.
yeah, that was bad. So went in, for some reason stayed for the whole interview, didn't just say, "Yeah, this isn't what you advertised or what works for me, so I'm leaving."
Did they offer you it?
No, they didn't.
Oh no.
Which I wasn't surprised at, because the interview was so not for the job that I'd prepared to be interviewed for, that like I didn't interview well at all.
What were the questions you got? Oh, hello, creeper.
So the two that I remember were, what do you do? Why is there a creeper swimming?
I don't know,
Sorry.
but thankfully, it's like it was peaking. Thankfully, it's
Yeah.
not going to affect us.
True. So one of the questions they asked was, what do you bring to the workplace other than work? How do you team build and keep the team together? And I was like, well, like that's not really my job, especially if you're advertising as like random sales assistant.
Yeah.
Answered that question anyway, because I was in charge of like setting up the Christmas party and stuff for the team at Asda, so that was an easy enough answer for that.
You're like,
and then
I help run the extra events like the Christmas party.
yeah, and things like that.
Yeah.
Collections for birthdays and what have you.
That's a good
So it's like, it's a bad question, but it's been asked, so I'll answer it. And then the other worst question that they asked was, name a product that you like and would be able to sell to a customer if they came in and were looking for something of that type. And I was like, that's an unethical question in pharmacy, because you're not meant to recommend
drugs, yeah.
like drugs based on your personal preferences. So I was just like, I don't even know how to answer this question because it's so not the job that I'd applied for. And I think I just made up some bull about a perfume that I owned. But it was just bizarre, and I'm very glad that I didn't get the job. I wouldn't have taken it if I had got it.
Yeah, 6 hours is not a lot.
Yeah. And I was like, 6 hours is difficult to like try and work other things around. Like if you've got a 0 hours contract, it kind of sucks, but like at least you can pick up stuff in other places.
Yeah.
So yeah, that was my worst job experience.
Damn, that
Or
is,
interview experience.
yeah, that is brutal.
Yeah, I think I came back after it because I was getting the train back up to Scotland the same day.
Oh my god.
So like, yeah, because I couldn't afford to take any more time off work and didn't have any holidays left. So I got back, had a bit of a rant about the interview and the company and everything, and then got straight back on the train home. At which point I got an email saying that I'd been accepted for interview at the hospital that I worked at for a year. So like that was nice, but yeah, it was a weird, long, stressful day.
Yeah. God, yeah, I can. Yeah. Nah, that's too much. That's too much.
Yeah. What about you?
Oh, well, I don't know if it's the word. The reason I asked the question was because the other day I did an interview. I'm in the... Is that too low? I think it is. I'm in the looking for work area. And I did... It was an online interview where they gave you a couple questions based off stuff off their website. And you had 2 minutes to prepare your answer. Then you had to talk for 2 minutes. And then you could review it, and if you wanted to, you could redo your answer. Kind of standard video interview stuff. I did the test one, and it was like, why do you think you'd be good at this job? And I went, oh, why do you want to do this? I, talked some shit out my ass, let's be honest. I thought it went right. Great. And then the first question went, I nailed it. I can't remember what it was about now, but then the second question, I previewed it. I went, okay, and I clicked record. Recorded an answer, listened to it, and said, oh, okay, I can tweak this a little bit and, make it a bit nicer. I pressed record, talking. The 2 minutes went. And then just as I was about to review, it said stop. So I clicked stop. And then it played it to me, and it was just like a couple seconds of me just blankly staring at a screen, wondering why it said stop. They're like, well, and you were only allowed one redo, so that was the redo question. Me just staring at my screen, going, huh?
That is upsetting.
So I don't know if I'm gonna get that job.
Yeah, that.
But we'll see.
Like, I guess it depends on the company. Like, some will be quite okay with that kind of thing and be like, oh yeah, that clearly was a mistake.
Yeah, I mean, I probably could have emailed them and said, oh, I did this, but that's effort.
Yeah. Well, good luck.
Thank you. Yeah, so that was interesting. Oh shit.
That is different.
But I don't know if it. I think in one of my interviews, I did once. Have you ever watched Parks and Rec?
Yes.
Okay, so there's the scene where Ron and Leslie are sat, I think, in Washington D.C., and she's like, I don't know what to do. I want to do this stuff, but I also want to be in the Parks and Rec department. And he was like, you shouldn't half-ass two things, whole-ass one thing.
Yeah.
I said that in an interview. But I got the job.
Nice.
So.
As you should. It's important advice.
So I think, actually, pro tip for anyone who's listening, quote Ron Swanson in your interview. You got the job. You're going to get that job.
It's the way to go. Yeah.
What about, what's a quote like, because I always think interviews are like the place where you say some of the strangest things.
Yeah. I'm definitely said some strange stuff in my hospital interview. Mostly about, well, that one was fun because it was an online interview, as it should have been, which was good. And halfway through the interview, my internet cut out because I lived in the arse end of nowhere.
God.
So I'm sure I said some absolute, like, nonsense during that time when I was trying to reconnect, and then after I reconnected. So when I got back from the internet not working, the manager who was conducting the interview, so there was a manager and then just like I cannot remember her job title, but it's some sort of like like person who deals with people but not technically in an HR way. So when I got back, it was just the like HR lady that was there, and I was like, oh, okay. I hadn't been gone that long, but that's fine. We'll just continue this. And the manager had been called out to the like main shop because somebody had been like kicking off and hurling abuse at everybody else.
Oh my god.
And like you could see this lady's face of like, do I mention this, or like, do I use this as like a test to see what the reaction is, if she's like,
Yeah.
oh god, or if just like, yeah, that's fine. So I'm sure I said some strange things in that moment as well. But I got that job, so
Hey, you know what? You take it.
yeah, that worked out.
Now, because you did get that job, did you see why the person had to deal with someone kicking off? Was it just like a
Yes.
rough neighborhood?
It's not really a rough neighborhood. It's just when you have I guess ill people in hospital who have been there since who knows what time in the middle of the night, and then you're telling them like the doctor's prescribed them the wrong thing,
Oh, we
or
don't have that
whatever.
in stock.
or we don't have it in stock, or whatever the situation is, you have to pay for this medication. I think people are just like more likely to just throw a wobbly in
No,
that situation.
yeah, no, I don't have the experience, but my partner, she works in a hospital pharmacy, so is very aware of that.
Yeah, like it's a very rewarding job. It's also a job that you're like, why am I here?
Yeah. See, I've done I actually learned the phonetic alphabet when I got my first, I would say first proper job. Like, I'm not going to count the job I had whilst I was at uni, because to me, that was, it was at a stadium,
Ah,
so they needed people.
makes sense.
So I'm not going to count that. But yeah, I learnt the phonetic alphabet because I always had to, it was like, oh, what's your postcode? And I'd be like, whatever my postcode was. I'm not going to say that on, on a podcast. And then there was like a D in it, and N. And it said D, B, no D, N, no M, no N. And I'm like, N for whatever, made it up. And
Yeah.
I was like, you know what, I'm going to properly look at what is the
Yeah.
actual alphabet.
It's funny that, because I actually learned it for my job as well, because you spend so much time on the phone and people have names that aren't spelt the way you think they are a lot of the time.
Can you give an example?
This is one from the other day, which I didn't actually have to like spell over the phone, but it definitely like stuck out to me. But it was somebody called Unique, and it was spelled EUNEAKE.
Wait, that name was actually unique.
Yep.
Okay.
And I was just like, okay, that's a choice.
Poor the poor person. Were they old
Yeah.
or?
No, they were in their 20s.
That kid got bullied.
Yeah. So that was definitely one that I was like, I'm glad that I just saw this one written down and didn't have to ask about it.
Yeah, God, yeah. I didn't realize how much pressure there is to name a child like a good name, so they don't get bullied because of that name.
Yeah, like there's so much that can go wrong. I like this choice of wood. I'm glad that we picked this.
Yeah. Oh my God! I just want to build a trapdoor the right way round. There we are. I'm making like a little fucking thing. Fishing hut. Like, this is like a fisherman.
I like it. I've made like a shelter, I guess, on this side.
Ooh, yeah. I like it. So far, this is actually going pretty. We're gonna have to add like some finer details, I think.
Yeah,
But so far,
I think it's going quite well.
it's going good. And actually, I have a nice linking thing. So we're talking about interviews. I would say after that interview, it's stressful, right? You got a lot of stress, and I don't know about you, but after I've had an interview, I will go for like some fast food, right?
Yeah,
I'm like, I've earned this. I may not have
Yeah.
the money yet, but I've earned I've earned
But-
this.
I need it to get through until I know if I have the money.
Yeah. What would you say is like your best ever experience in a fast food restaurant?
Oh, that's a tough question. I guess like when you buy a box of nuggets and you get extra ones, that's always nice.
Yeah.
I can't think of anything that stands out as like above and beyond.
Okay. All right. Maybe I set the bar too high. What about like your favorite food? Like, time you've eaten some food and you were like, damn, that was the best or top level scran I've eaten.
So there's a restaurant that had just opened in Bristol. I cannot remember the name of it, but it's a steak restaurant,
Ooh.
and they do like a tasting platter of their like 4 cuts. So you get sirloin, ribeye, fillet, and something else, rump probably. And they did that, and it was very reasonably priced for the amount you got, and it was the best steak I've ever had. So I think that is like my food highlight. That place was just like chef's kiss.
Damn! Yeah, as soon as you started talking about my steak, I felt my stomach just go, yes, I want food now.
Yeah,
No,
I like think about that meal regularly.
would you go? Shout him out. Who was?
Let me see if I can find the name.
Yeah.
Because I did not look it up for going. Flatiron is a good steak restaurant in London if you're wanting a London steak.
God, that'll cost an arm and a leg. That
It doesn't. You are.
it doesn't.
so
Am I wrong?
they have one thing on the menu. That thing is steak, and it's £14.
Wait, is that the restaurant that only does? Wait, is that the one that's only steak and frites?
No,
It's in
so
France. No, not in France. In London.
there are a lot of them. It's not that one. They do steak. Then your sides are like beef dripping, chips, mash, garlic mash, aubergine stuff, various little sides that you can pick to go on, and then at the end you get a complimentary ice cream as you go out the door, which is
That's nice.
very good. But yeah, they're very reasonably priced and always like very good quality at Flatiron. It's a nice consistent steak.
Which I suppose is what you want.
Yeah, but the one in Bristol, it was Buen Asado, so it was an Argentinian steak place.
Oh, lovely. They're always
yeah.
good.
Really good. Would recommend. I think they just opened when we went, but hopefully they're still doing well because they were very, very good. What? Oh, I love these friends up here
Friends.
in the fisherman's hut.
Yeah.
But yeah, like I eat a lot of food in London because
You have to.
it's there. There are options. And go to a lot of the food festivals, and that is like definitely a highlight of living here.
Yeah, I was about to say, I haven't been to a food festival, I don't think, really. in my life. I went to one in Liverpool the other day. It wasn't a food market. It was more like a hey, let's look at all these crafting places.
Okay.
Oh, I like the end bits that you've done.
Ah, thank you.
I wonder if we need to build like a big ship.
Yes, we should.
And maybe
100%.
that's docked over on this side.
Next to the llamas that are just chilling in the sea.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like that idea.
And yeah, so I was able to try a lot of the food there that they had, and there was this lady. She was selling. Oh, I don't fuck off, trader. Oh God, go away. They were selling 6 salted chocolate pretzels for $2.50. And like they weren't tiny pretzels. They were like
Like the big ones.
middling. They were like the size of your palm, I would say.
That's pretty good.
Yeah, but like that for $2.50 to get 6 of them, I was very happy with that.
Yeah, I'm impressed by that. That's a very reasonable pretzel.
Shit, I had a point. I've lost it. I'm thinking about what to put around the outside, like a seawall almost, to protect it,
Yeah.
because the rough seas. I don't think I ever had a godly experience. I think potentially when I've been drunk. Like so I went to uni in Brighton.
Good
And
place.
there was a food place called Cheeky Chicken. And that was one of the great places to go to on a night out. It would look after you. You'd go there, you'd have your Cheeky Chicken. You'd definitely be risking some sort of food poisoning. It was that type of place. But I think it got to the point where, shit, no, that's not the place. But there were times where we were looking forward to going there after the club than the actual club itself. But actually, the best place we went to was like a cafe, but it did 24-hour food.
Oh.
So at 4 a.m, you could have a full English breakfast with a steak.
That is the dream.
You could have that. You could have it with my go-to order was the full English. I sometimes had the steak, sometimes didn't, because I think it was just a bit too much, especially when I'm full of gin. And a pot of tea.
Oh. Pot of tea after a night out is always good.
Yeah, it helped hydrate at least.
Yeah.
But it's still such a random thing. And one of the waiters always flirted with one of my friends. So, we always got like good service.
Nice.
So yeah, like I think it's those places that are, the backbone of the culinary industry. Screw the Michelin stars.
There used to be a little, like, very traditional. So in Aberdeen, they had like this big market building, which had various restaurants, like butchers, all sorts of things you'd expect to get at a city market. And it had this little, like, Japanese traditional cafe in it. And
Ooh.
honestly, best ramen I've ever had in my life. And then Aberdeen Council, being who they are, bulldozed down the market and closed all of the shops within it.
Oh no.
Yeah. And the good news is they did, like, manage to open another restaurant. But it was more like a fine dining, or not fine dining, but like proper meal out kind of thing, rather than little cafe,
Yeah.
which was sad. But I'm glad they're still doing. Why is Llama up here? Glad they're still in business,
Yeah.
if not in the same way. Not that I live there anymore, so.
Yeah, but you might want to go
But
back.
yeah.
Like, I went to Glasgow purely for the reason my partner had seen a slushy place.
The one that's got like hundreds of flavors.
Yes. And we went
Yes.
there, and we as we were planning that, because we actually got first class tickets up,
Nice.
because she bought some tickets to go to college, but bought them twice, so requested a refund, and they were taking a long time to do, or according to them, a long time to do a refund. So they emailed and said, hey, we're sorry for the delay in responding to your query about this refund. We're very busy at the moment. If you wouldn't mind, if you withdraw your claim, we'll give you 2 free first class return tickets to anywhere on our main line.
Oh, that's pretty good.
And we're like, well, it was like a 10 quid ticket.
Yeah.
So we're
Decent.
like, well, obviously we're going to take that first
Yeah.
class.
Let's
And it
do
was
that.
really nice. We had to wake up. We travelled up and down the same day. We nearly missed a train, actually, that which would have been a disaster.
Yep.
But thankfully we got it. Got the train. The food on it was nice. Like, I was like, oh my god, this is like proper.
I don't think I've ever done first class on a train before.
It's decent. It's decent. I would recommend for long haul. Like,
Yeah.
I wouldn't recommend it for like the short haul journeys. They're not worth it. But long haul,
Yeah.
definitely.
Good to know.
And shit, yeah, it was. We got to Glasgow and we're like, where the fuck are we going? We didn't really know. And we're like, you know what? Let's have some food. We had ramen and sushi. Good times.
Nice.
And then we went to find that slushy place, and I was expecting it to be like a proper thing. It's not. It's just like a service station.
Yeah. So I've never been, but it does give me questions whenever I see it anywhere, because it is just like a service station filled with like slushies.
Yeah, it literally was. I'm there like, what? I was expecting like a proper, like a heavenly desserts or something like that.
Yeah.
Or something of that ilk. Like, not just fucking, oh, you can buy your petrol and by the way, we sell slushies. They were good. We sat in, like you could book a table.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, well, if you wanted, like, I don't know why you would. It wasn't busy. I wasn't like
Yeah.
hustling people to get out of tables. It was bizarre. The flavors were okay. You couldn't try any though.
Yeah, like this is what puts me off this place is like you can't try any of the flavors. And how do you choose at that point? Like it's just so overwhelming. Like
Yeah, I think you just got to go on what have I liked?
yeah.
What is like my standard like foods I like? What are foods I like? And then you go based on that.
Yeah. That does seem to be the way.
But yeah, it was. Yeah, how do we get onto that? I'm now confused. I don't know where we are in the conversation.
I have no idea. We were talking about steakhouses and then that happened. Somehow.
I think I'm building a path towards the lighthouse,
Ooh, good idea.
so that it actually kind of connects this up, and it's not just a random docks that we've built.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Do you have like a time where you ordered food and it was like the worst thing you've ever eaten?
Ooh. Nothing that like immediately comes to mind, which is surprising because there must be something that I'm like, no, that was awful. I'd never want it again. I've made a lot of food that I never want to eat again.
What food?
So, long story short, we've got a bunch of cookbooks that we were like, we're never gonna make anything out of these unless we like come up with a system. So we put them all into Google Sheets and we random number generate meals every so often,
That's cool.
which is a great fun idea. But some of those recipes have been like inedible or just like not worked.
We gotta have an example now.
Yeah, so one of the books that we've got is a Mrs. Beeton's book. So it's very of its time where like rationing was happening, and
Who the fuck's Mrs. Beeton?
yeah, so she was like the housekeeper lady of the late 1800s, early 1900s.
Oh my god. Okay. Okay.
Yeah, so a lot of classic recipes, a lot of stuff that you're like, yeah, my grandma made that, so I want to experience it again. And then she's got recipes where you've got to do things like push chicken through a sieve to make a paste, or there was one that involved shrimp and lobster tails, which was awful.
Wait, you've talked about these lobster No, it's not you. No, wait, was it you?
I think I might have done, because I think we made them on a night that we were doing a podcast or some other stream.
Swear I've heard about these lobster tails.
Yeah, I think I possibly have talked about them before, and they were bad. And yeah, like surprisingly, one of the worst recipes that we've ever made of this randomly generated table is it was just a pizza.
Oh.
But it just didn't.
Pizza?
It didn't do the pizza thing.
What do you mean the pizza thing?
So like, you know how you make a pizza and it's like it cooks and becomes kind of like sturdy and holds all the toppings in and doesn't just like fall into a pile at the bottom of your oven.
Yeah. I'm guessing that didn't happen.
Yeah, that didn't happen. It was bad. I didn't think pizza could be that bad, but I was proved wrong by this.
Abysmal pizza. So, and was that from the was that from the recipe?
That it was, but it wasn't from Mrs. Beeton. It was from somebody else. But I cannot remember who. I should get the spreadsheet up because I've like written comments on everything in it.
Oh my
and
god.
like what I thought.
See, I've done that spreadsheet idea, but I just don't stick to it.
We've not done it for a while, because things just kind of got like too busy.
Yeah.
To be taking all this time out of the day to try and like find the ingredients and make all these meals. But it is such a good idea when you're like, I know these things are going to be nice and I want to try something different, but I don't know what to pick.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, logically it makes sense. But I think every time, like, I do plan my meals, I just don't randomly generate them.
Yeah.
I think what we do, we just kind of go, what are our safe foods? What do we like to eat?
Yes.
And we eat those. So we have a lot of chicken nuggets in our house. Obviously, I'm on brand.
Chicken nuggets are a good safe food.
And from Iceland as well. Iceland chicken nuggets, I would say, are a top tier nugget.
Good to know, because we normally get I think they're bird's eye ones. I'm not entirely sure, but it's whatever Sainsbury's stocks.
That's bougie.
And yeah, we just have a Sainsbury's across the road, so it's easy. If I'm not running across the road for food, we shop in Aldi normally. But I've never shopped in Iceland.
It's It's you know what? It's decent. So we did it as an online order. So at the moment,
Mm.
I did it only because of a TikTok. Um, there is currently a 2 foot, no, not 2 foot, 3 foot whatever deal going on.
Mm-hmm.
So so you could be like, hey, I want this food, and it's let's say 3 for a $5, and
Mm.
anything that's 3 for a $5 is part of that deal. So like you could
Oh.
get some bacon along with some crisps along with something else, and as long as it's all got that same stick on it, it all becomes 3 for a $5.
That's a very good deal.
And yeah, it is. Oh my god, this looks sick.
Thanks. I thought I'd just wing it.
That is doing good. I'm just doing a bit of tapering at the bottom. Hopefully it won't look like a dick.
It might.
What wood's this? It's a darker wood. Spruce.
This is dark oak.
Oh, is it dark oak? Ah. Yeah, and we only went there because we saw a TikTok about it. And you know what? Pleasantly surprised. Would definitely recommend. And their chicken, they do chicken chunks, which are a bit bit more than just nuggets. They got a bit more substance to them.
Yeah.
Oh my god, they are. I wanted to say the word creamy.
Interesting choice of words.
Yeah, it's not the word I wanted.
My next adventure will be to Iceland. The supermarket, not the country.
I'd love to go to Iceland though.
Same.
Like, we were talking about cities last time, weren't we?
Yeah, we were. We talked about Rome a lot.
Yeah, I think to wrap up this episode, what is a country you'd love to go to?
Oh, I think like the obvious answer there is Japan or Korea.
Wait,
Like,
we did talk about this last time, didn't we?
We did actually, yeah.
Insert flashback here.
I'd love to go to like Australia and New Zealand.
Can you
Maybe
deal
one
with the wildlife?
I don't know about that.
Do you like spiders?
I don't mind spiders actually, so
What about snakes?
I'm also okay with snakes.
Lizards?
Lizards are great.
I think you're fine then.
Yeah.
It sounds like you're going to be okay. Mackey's abroad is so much better than in the UK. Like, I was in Barcelona airport, and I must have talked about this last time. Did I talk about? No, it was to my mum.
You talked about the Mackeys, yeah.
It was a Mook Extreme burger,
Oh.
which A, sounds fucking awesome, and B, it was pretty good. It was pretty extreme.
Nice.
Chips stay the same, but it's their McCafe that I think European Mackies does so much better, because they actually care about their cafe.
Yeah.
Like, you get macarons, proper like espressos, good range of coffees, muffins, cakes. It's all own separate. Like, it's got its own
Really?
kiosk bit.
Oh.
With a display of the not delicatessen. What would it be? Patissiere.
Yes. Interesting.
And yeah, it is. Oh, yeah. I've seen it in Spain and I've seen it in Italy, and both times, I'm like, holy shit. Yeah, this is.
I did not know that they did that differently, which makes sense, I guess, because they want to compete with all of the like actual good cafes that are about.
Well, it's not just that. It's like the licensing is completely different as well. Like, they get so much more stuff there, I think. Like, in terms of like what foods can be in their McFlurries. Like I'm fairly sure I saw Dime McFlurries, Milky.
Oh, I
Um,
love Dime.
we have Milky Bar here. Oh no, Milky Bar's KFC here. Crush 'em.
Yes, I think the standard McFlurries are Smarties and Oreo,
Yes.
and then at various times of the year you get like
They're special ones.
crunchy and
Toffee apple at the moment.
yes. I've not had
Ooh.
the toffee apple one.
Oh, it's nice. Well, that's.
But I did have a toffee apple pie, and that was amazing.
Oh, that does sound amazing. All right, but for now, I think we wrap this up. Thank you very much for watching / listening, wherever you are. Don't forget to let us know the worst interview you've had.
Please do.
And yeah, make sure to follow us at We Are Chaos Void. Subscribe, like, all that shenanigans. Anything else to mention before we?
I think that's all.
All right.
Yeah, join the Discord.
Join
Come
Discord.
and say hi.
See. But until next time, everyone, stay chaotic.
Bye.